Hey guys, so just to expand on what I was saying about Bon Scott being in his 30s when some of his most iconic AC/DC work was released, here are the specific details. He was 30 years old when both Dirty Deeds and Let There Be Rock were released. He was 31 when Powerage was released, and he was 33 when Highway to Hell was released. For Brian Johnson, he was 32 when Back in Black was released, 34 when For Those About to Rock was released, and so on. As a matter of fact, The Razor's Edge, the record containing Thunderstruck, which is arguably AC/DC's most famous song, that album was released on September 24th, 1990, less than 2 weeks prior to Brian Johnson's 43rd birthday. In a culture where it's often portrayed that if you don't make it in your 20s, you have no chance, it is worth noting that nearly all of AC/DC's most iconic work was released when their vocalists Bon Scott and Brian Johnson were both in their 30s and beyond for Brian Johnson. I really want to emphasize that I said iconic work. There are artists, of course, of all ages who release music, but again, there's this idea in our society that if a musical artist wants to be iconic, they have to release music in their 20s. Well, again, Brian Johnson was nearly 43 when AC/DC released Thunderstruck, one of the most iconic songs in rock history. This isn't to say that you shouldn't take advantage of your 20s and pursue your goals at that point in time, but if you don't make it in your 20s, that's not to suggest that you have no shot anymore, because there are plenty of examples of people who did make it after their 20s.